What's the emergency?
Somebody broke into my ex-roommate's house, and I heard a gunshot.
At 11:21 on May 11th, 2015, emergency dispatchers picked up a frantic call from a man who had just witnessed a home invasion.
Sorry, I just
The 911 caller was barely able to speak after he sprinted as fast as he could to get to safety.
Are you there now?
I'm down the street. I ran down the street.
His description of what happened that night gave police their first clue into who killed Erick Carnegie.
When you got back to the house, what happened?
I walked inside, and two guys came up behind me. One had a pistol, the other one had a taser. They told me to get on the ground. The one guy pistol whipped me in the back of the head, and I'm bleeding. And the other guy had the taser on me.
What we know is that this was a targeted event.
Gresham Police Detective Tony Cobb is the lead investigator on this cold case. He remembers walking into the crime scene with patrol officers to look inside Erick Carnegie's home.
That crime scene contained a large amount of blood.
Detectives quickly learned that this wasn't a scorn lover killing or even a targeted hit. This, the detective believed, was a robbery gone bad.
We do know that there was marijuana that was involved in this residence.
It was well known on the streets that Erick Carnegie was growing and selling marijuana, an all-cash business.
We do know that based on how large that grow was and how large this operation was, multiple people would have known about this location.
Meaning anyone could have planned the robbery. Detectives went back and re-interviewed that 911 caller. He was inside the house with the suspects and has the most detailed account of what happened.
One had a bandana over him. I didn't see his face. He had the pistol.
Okay, so we're not sure of the race of the guy with the bandana.
I'm not sure.
And the guy with the goatee had a taser?
Yeah.
Police would release this sketch of the suspect with the taser. The drawing would generate some leads, but nothing that led to the name of Erick's killer.
We're waiting for some good information from that one person who knows directly about how this went down, how this home invasion occurred.
The Carnegie family is still trying to cope with Erick's death. They declined our request for an on-camera interview for this story. But in a statement at the time of Erick's death, they said, quote, "Erick was a very loving, giving, and helpful person. He had a lot of friends who counted on him. Erick was just getting on his feet. He was in the process of figuring out what he wanted to do in life. Erick was always smiling."
Erick was a son, he was a brother, he's a family member to multiple people in this community. This community cares about him, whether or not he was involved in narcotics distribution or not, they still care and love him.
Reporting in Gresham, I'm Brent Weisberg for KOIN 6 News.